Beruchim haboim. Welcome everyone. We're about to begin Be'ezras Hashem together on Daf Lamed Gimel Amud Beis, 4 lines from the top. The Gemara previously brought a brisa b'shem Rebbe, just like our Mishnah stated, that if you have a tree situated in the Rishus HaRabim, and the Eruv is placed in that tree, Lamalo me'asar tfochim, it's invalid. Because of course you can't bring from that area, which is considered to be now a Rishus HaYachid, into the place where his shov is down below in the Rishus HaRabim. However, if it is situated in the tree that is Melamata me'asar tfochim, then it's valid, because during Bein HaShmoshois, you can bring from that place of the tree, which is a Karmelis, and you can Meshamish Be'ilon, on Bein HaShmoshois, because we don't say Shvus b'mokom mitzvah during Bein HaShmoshois. However, Rebbe goes on to say that even in a situation where it's above asar tfochim, if you have a kalkalo, if you have a basket that is hanging in the tree, you can place your eruv in that basket and it's still going to be valid even though it's above asar tfochim. The Gemara want to understand, if the basket is on a area of arba tfochim, then it's going to be then like the Rishus HaYachid. Just like the tree, you could not go ahead and bring your eruv from that tree, because you can't bring from the Rishus HaYachid to the Rishus HaRabim. So too the basket would have the same property as the Rishus HaYachid, and it would be invalid to bring from the Rishus HaYachid, the basket, down below to the Rishus HaRabim. So the Gemara had to explain that we're talking about where the basket is on the part of the tree less than Daled Tfochim. To which the Gemara explained that Rebbe is of the position, both like Rebbe Meir and Rebbe Yehuda, as follows. That just like Rebbe Meir holds a concept of choykikim, you can carve out, so too over here, the tree is being carved out, extending the basket to be arba tfochim. Why do you need the basket to be arba tfochim? Because Rebbe holds like Rebbe Yehuda. That Rebbe Yehuda says that a eruv has to be in a place that is a makom chashuv, and therefore has to be on arba tfochim. And therefore, that's the case that the brisa that Rebbe was speaking about. The Gemara now wants to understand, where is the source for Rebbe Yehuda that you need indeed the eruv to be on a place that is arba tfochim and mokam chashuv. Says the Gemara, my Rabbi Yehuda. What is the source of Rabbi Yehuda? The Tanya, the Gemara brings the following brisa stating the source of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, no'atz kara b'rishus harabim. If a person were to then stick a beam in the rishus harabim, v'iniach eruvoy alel, and place his eruv on top of the beam, Gavoya asar v'rochva dalid, if it was the height of at least asar tfochim, and it had the width of dalid tfochim, that means it would be then eruvei eruv. It would be good eruv. V'im lav ein eruvei eruv, and if not, it's not going to be good eruv. Ask the Gemara adarabba, if you're going to have where it's not going to be asar tfochim, then it's going to be lower. That means it's going to be in the Rishus HaRabim. So that's the Gemara. Then it would be that the Eruv is exactly in the same Rishus where he is, in the Rishus HaRabim. Explains the Gemara. This is what Rabbi Yehuda was coming to say. If you have the beam 10 tfachim high, then you must have the width of Dalit Tfochim, so that the Eruv is on a Makom Chashuv. And if it's going to be Ein Gavoya Asara, Ein Sarshei Barosh Arbo, but if it's going to be less than Asar Tfochim, then it's going to be situated in the Rishus HaRabim, and as if it's placed on the ground in the Rishus HaRabim, whereby that's a Makom Chashuv. So either way, Rabbi Yehuda is teaching us that the Eruv must be placed on a Makom Chashuv, either on Dalit Tfochim or on the ground itself. Keman, the Gemara now asks, who is this like? Who is it like that we just stated before, that if you're going to put the eruv in the kalkala, and the kalkala we say choykikin, it's as if it's going to then carve out the space beneath it of the tree, extending the basket to be arba tfochim, that's going to be valid to put your eruv in it. Who is that like after all? This is stating that the kalkala, the widened basket, does not have a din of Rishus HaYachid. Who is that like? Deloik Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Yehuda. This is not like Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Yehuda. who states, Detanya, Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Noatz Kana b'Rishus Harabim. If you stick a kana in the Rishus Harabim, V'hiniach b'rosh traskel, and you put on top of it a basket, a traskel, V'zorak v'noch al gabov chayav, and you throw an object, let's say Dalad Amos in the Rishus Harabim, and lands on the traskel, so you'll be chayiv for then taking an object and then transferring it Dalad Amos in the Rishus Harabim. So here we see that there's a din of a Rishus HaYachid, even though the traskel is a basket that's on a kana, and therefore we don't have the whole thing as being a widened daled tfachim. It's only the basket that has daled tfachim area, but we say good achis mechitzta, that you see is that the basket extends downwards all the way to the ground of asar tfachim, and whereby we have mechitzas. That's why it's considered Rishus HaYachid. By the way, the case I said before is correcting. I want to correct the case as being that a person throws an object from Rishus HaRabim onto the basket, into traskel, and then he's chayiv for hoitzah, bringing the object from the Rishus HaRabim into the Rishus HaYachid where the traskel is situated. And here we're learning that the traskel has a din of Rishus HaYachid, because according to Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Yehuda, the traskel has good achis mechitzta. The walls of the basket go down asar tfachim. So here we see it's not like our case, because our case stated that when you put the erev tchumim in the kalkala, and even though that kalkala halachically has a din of daled tfachim, we don't say that it's a Rishus HaYachid, because underneath it, the tree itself is not daled tfachim. So it's not like this case of Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Yehuda would say it is a din of a Rishus HaYachid. Answers the Gemara, Afilu Taim Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Yehuda, you can even say that our case does like Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Yehuda. Because Hasam Hadron Mechitzasa, Hacha Loi Hadron Mechitzasa. Over there, in the case of Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Yehuda, the traskel, there the basket is surrounding with mechitzas. So therefore, indeed, you can say then, Gud Achis Mechitzta, and it's a din of a Rishus HaYachid. But our case of the Kalkala, there you don't have the tree surrounding it to be then something that's going to be a valid way of making dalid, to make up mechitzas. And therefore, even Rabbi Yehuda would agree that's not a Rishus HaYachid. The Gemara now goes back and says that case that we said that the Kalkala is situated on the tree that's less than Dalet Tfachim, because if it was more than Dalet Tfachim, Dalet Tfachim or more, it would be a Rishus HaYachid, and it would be an invalid Eruv. The Gemara wants to then explain that you could even say that the Kalkala is on the tree, even on a space that is Dalet Tfachim, as follows. Rabbi Yirmiyahu Omar, shiny Kalkala is different, because hoyel v'yachalin toisa ulavia l'toich asara. You have the concept of hoyel. You can say, since he could take the long kalkala, the long basket, you can take one end of it and tilt it to what's going to be then within asar tfachim. The hain will be within the karmelis, and then you could take from the karmelis to the Rishus HaRabim down below. So essentially what you did was you transferred from the Rishus HaYachid to the Karmelis, and then subsequently transferred from the Karmelis to the Rishus HaRabim, on the concept of Choyel. Since you could do that, then we can say that it's a valid situation of putting the Kalkali even on an area of Daled Tfochim. Yossi Rav Papa v'Ka'omar lahoshmaitza. Rav Papa was sitting and he said over this halacha. Eisve Rav Bar Shuvah Rav Papa. Rav Shvar Bar asked the following question of Rav Papa on this halacha. Keitzad hu oisa. He brought the following Mishnah. The Mishnah is talking about where a person is entering Erev Shabbos, and that Erev Shabbos is a Yom Tif. So Yom Tif comes out to be on Erev Shabbos. He wants to make an Erev Tchumim, so he can then go ahead and go beyond Alpayim Amma, both on Yom Tif as well as on Shabbos, for 2 days. So he brings an Eruv on Erev Yom Tif, Thursday evening, and he sends a Shaliach to then place that Eruv on Thursday evening in the place where he wants to be shoyves that Eruv. So it says over here, Ketzad hu, I said, how does he then proceed? Malicha bereishoin, he sends an shliach to then go ahead and bring the Eruv to the place where he wants to be shoyves. And there he waits till it gets dark. Umachshif alov v'noitlei ubaloi. And then he afterwards takes the Eruv with him to protect the Eruv, because it would get destroyed or something would happen to it. It would not be valid for the second day for Shabbos. B'sheni machshich alov. The second day, the person then brings the Eruv with him to that place. This is on Erev Shabbos now. V'oichloi ubaloi. And he eats over there and he goes. We're on top of Lamed Daled Amud Aleph. Ask the Gemara based on this Mishnah Amai, why does he have to go himself on Erev Shabbos to bring the Eruv? Why don't we say Hoyel, like Rabbi Yirmiyahu is teaching us? If Hoyel is a valid way of making the Eruv, then say Hoyel over here as well. Neima kivan di boy amtuye matzi mimamtile. If he would want to bring the Eruv, he could do so. Even if he did not actually physically bring it, we would say Hoyel, since he could bring it, it's as if halachically he brought it. And that would be valid. The fact that we don't say that is now a kasha in Rabbi Yirmiyahu. It must be that we do not say Hoyel in regards to Eruv. Answers the Gemara, Amar B'zeiro, we could say Hoyel, only over here it's different. Gezeiro mishum yontiv shechaliyos achar Shabbos. Over here, we're worried about a case when Yontav comes out to be on Motzei Shabbos, and he wants to do the same thing. He wants to make an Erev Tchumim for 2 days. So here, although he makes the first day on Erev Shabbos, that's fine. He could do so. But the problem would be Motzei Shabbos, before Shabbos ends, he would not be able to bring that Eruv to then go ahead and make that Eruv in Mokom Shvisa. Because since he would not be able to transfer it on Shabbos, it would be a malach of hoitzah. He would not have the concept of hoyel. Since he would not have the concept of hoyel then we're afraid to say you can have the concept of hoyel when Yontav could have to be on Erev Shabbos. Because if we would, then we'd be concerned about that case again, that if it would come out on Motzei Shabbos, he would never have the ability to then bring the Eruv, and therefore he'll accidentally think that he has hoyel and it's not valid. But when it comes to then our situation, when putting the kalkala on a place of the tree that is above Asar Tfachim and even Dalet Tfachim wide, we can say Hoyel according to Rabbi Yirmiyahu, because since you can go ahead and tilt the kalkala within Asar Tfachim, take the Eruv into the Carmelis, and then take ultimately from the Carmelis into the Rishus HaRabim, all Ben HaShmoshois, it would be valid. Since we could say Hoyel, it would be a valid way of making the Eruv Tchumin.